Hey there, this is Peacekeeperalex. This is going to be the Psychic WarGamers stream number 20, and it's going to be the Let's Play number 17 of the Yellow Turban Rebellion campaign, Total War 3 Kingdoms. Let's carry on and see where we left off. See the map. We've captured certain territory from Liu Bei, and we are also still dealing with Kongrong over off to the northwest. Got three armies there kind of perched out just a little bit far away from Shangyong, large town. And we also have three armies right near Pengcheng again, east Liu Bei territory, well, near Liu Bei. We ended up routing Gong Lanshu, Liu Bei general. Two armies taking her out, and then I ended up bunching them together just in a defensive kind of stance, just to try and survive the next turn if they try and attack us all at once. Next turn we're going to retreat backwards to Yangzhou and Ten. And thank God we are at peace with Sunsi. That is what I say. And I did want to take a look at Gongdu and see what is happening, because it seemed to be they did lose some territories. Yup, he did lose some territories for certain, but now he's not at war with Sunsi, and it looks like he is trying to assault Dongmin. You can see right over here Dongmin's kind of just right up in his grill. Right in the middle there. And he does have some forces, Gongdu, against Dongmin. Gongdu kind of trying to take on Anding, small regional city, right in the center. And the Yellow Turban Rebellion is still there, Hadong. Still a small city. I think we're gonna take a look at our stuff here. Exit all this. That's what we're gonna do. Start fresh. Court. We're still good for that. We got a lot of characters. That is for true. A lot of generals currently located on our court list, and armies as well. We do have a character upgrade, Pingai. And he is, that's the archer one, so we kind of want to see if we can find a buff that increases archery if possible. Seems to be a retinue opportunism one. So we're going to have to go with something different here. I think maybe Preach. Preach will be good. Plus 3 authority, plus 2 enlightenment, plus 35% armor, plus 25% melee evasion in regards to the Preach buff. And that is what we will click. I wonder if we got anything else. I think we'll leave it at that. Get this. Whoa. Whoa. Just bringing one of the armies southwards to Changsha City, southernmost region in our territory, and there's Sunsi just sitting right outside Changsha. So we're going to end turn, and I think, yeah, let's end turn, let's fresh it. So this is going to be interesting. We're fighting against three armies here, and that third one's fairly devastated. It's going to be 5,700 and some odd against 6,000. I think I can actually win this, but we could retreat backwards, but I'm worried that one of the generals ends up retreating backwards and not being next to each other. Instead, with this stance, we at least have 2 armies, even if it is against 3. But remember, the third one, in regards to Liu Bei here, is fairly decimated. Got about 9 units, and they're below a third of health. Although the generals are still fresh, so that is a worry. It's evenly matched, though. It does predict we might have a valiant defeat here, but I think I'm going to battle. Battle of Pencheng, small regional city. So I'm going to retreat backwards. I'm wondering if there's a hill. There is. Seems to be a hill right over here. So we're going to put it back straight to the west. West-north. And right to the west-south, our reinforcements will arrive and get there in fairly decent time. I'm just going to group some of these together. McCain's stance. Perfect. The new stances look amazing.
Citizens, at the ready. To attention. Take heed, warriors. Militia, still yourselves.
More! Enemy reinforcements are arriving.
Make haste. Archers ready. Faster. Make ready. Double time. Peasantry.
So I am just kind of
With speed.
trying to take advantage of a small hill, but it's barely much. It's better over here, right where I have my swordsman kind of laid out right in front of me, kind of aiming eastwards, straightly. Curving right to the left, to the north is my spearmen, and then my other army is getting here as well too. And these ones are the, again, we got a really good army here. This second reinforcing army, really, it's got a lot of archers, and it's fresh. So the archers are going to be probably the tell if we're going to win this.
Ready. Run.
So the reinforcing army is moving towards my encampment, and I see the enemy kind of moving back and forth. They're kind of revealing and unrevealing, so I'm not going to really talk about army comp here on the enemy side just yet. I think I'm going to try and use this one cavalry unit to wreak havoc on the enemy arrows. Send him right around the enemy army, hit from behind, try and take out as many as possible. I think that would be probably the best maneuver. Enemy general I see, Gong Lang Shu. Not too much health, so they're probably waiting for the reinforcing armies. One good thing about this is that if there's any enemy army that goes onto the battlefield, they're going to be far ways away. And they're going to have to travel all the way over here. And this probably would have been the better way. This hill right here would have been better. I can see the enemy kind of starting to approach, and it's that decimated army. But again, they're kind of retreating backwards. Couple horsemen, couple bows, 3 or 4 melee infantry, 2 healthy generals, as well as 1 injured. And the units themselves are fairly, they got less than a third of the health. So that one's not going to be too much of a problem.
I do it all for the cause, friend.
Who's got the most buffs here? Huang Shao does. Surprise attack, 100% range block chance. He does have heal, so this guy's the healer. It'd be good to have this guy right up here. And the other guys, they got some decent buffs too. They got the same buffs. They have the mobilized buffs, so that would be interesting to try and target the enemy generals. I was thinking of grouping together 2 generals to try and target some of the enemy.
Quickly! Hurry! Hurry! Ready yourselves!
It's weird that the spearmen don't have any formations, but they are peasants, so I don't think that that'd be too unheard of.
I will cut out your heart.
Shut up and die.
So the enemy army is now approaching. They're starting to move towards my position. And they do have a fairly fierce army. 4 units, 3 units of saber militia, 1 unit spear guards. Peasant band, archer militia, they got 3 archers, they got some cav as well, a couple cav units. They do have a lot of generals. Like, they have 9 generals, but 2 of them are, I think one of them's injured. There's some couple of units of Jai militia as well, and some beat up light sword cavalry. Again, that's from that one army. So So they're still approaching. They're kind of taking their time about it. Remember, I went right to the end of the edge of the map, so you have to move all the way over here.
At the ready. Faster. Double time. The time has come. Stand ready.
Did end up using a buff to heal these units. There's 3 units that was a little bit damaged. So hopefully the health rises. 20 seconds, 42k, but I think that might be a kin target. I don't know if that did too much.
To attention. Blades. Make ready. With speed. Ready.
So I think we're going to speed it up here a bit. And luckily, putting some of their weaker units on the left flank, which is kind of what I wanted. I'm going to loose formation. They are sending their cav on the left flank here, but I do have spearmen. So it's going to be interesting to see. They're trying to get around, but I'm right on the left flank. I got spearmen there. They got a full cav unit and 2 fairly damaged calves, and they're going to hit right on the left flank here. I'm ready to charge, and the arrows are exchanging.
Go on. Keep up. I know you can do it.
And they're kind of sitting there now. The calves stopped.
Try harder. To attention. Rain down missiles.
They're right under tree cover, so that bowman unit's smart, smart, smart. And they're maneuvering right in there. Now they're just fairly close, 100 meters away. And they ended up attacking my cavalry, which was full health. And 2 units, full cavalry, going to charge against the militia virtue here, the light spear infantry. But again, not necessarily the best move. I was able to clip one of the cavalry trying to go after my cavalry units, and now I am charging at them with that cavalry unit. And front lines are clashing. No.
Our comrade is under attack. Rain down death. Make ready. Make that fire.
Enemy generals are getting through here. left side Guan Yu is a bit of a problematic, so I'm going to send one of my generals to take care of him after they kill the one general that's fairly low health. So all along the front lines here, there is clashes happening, and it's a bit choppy, so I'm actually going to throw this on slow-mo. So right flank, got 3 units, 2 units of spearmen, and some saber militia attacking the Yellow Sky Heralds, Yellow Turban Warriors, and Yusha. Got 5 units on 3. Able to maneuver this guy, the Yusha, right behind and attack that spearman, but I am getting attacked in a certain kind of manner. With these arrows, these archers are a bit of a pain, so I'm going to get these horsemen right out of the way. And I'm going to maneuver some of these spearmen to the left flank, just in case.
Our comrade is under attack.
And the enemy general, I think, has been defeated. One of them low health, so I'm going to send those other 2 left flank generals to try and take out Guan Yu. Hitting the buff. I'm going to send my generals right towards the right flank, I think, and He actually. I'm going to take one of the generals, send it right towards my middle. See that archer fire still happening, and I don't know what my archers are doing, but they're not really doing what I expected. We got some cavalry, 3 mounted saber militia that seems to be lost and wavering, or at least used to be. And I'm going to try and get this cavalry straight towards those archers right behind enemy lines. And of course their enemy cav is trying to attack me now, so that's going to be difficult. I got 47 Yellow Turban horsemen against 37 mounted Lancer militia. It seems to be going conflict happen. A little bit of cav charge. Ooh. So it is sword on Lancer, the halberd. And it seems like I do have the numbers here. Right now I got 4,858 against 3,445. My archers are starting to hit back. They hit their buffs, I'm going to hit mine. And we do have a slight hill advantage in our defensive positions. It's going to help just a bit.
Our men flee the battlefield.
So right flank, I'm maneuvering troops right around to surround the enemy right flank here. It's kind of clashing some of my troops. Those 3 units, and also a 4th one. Some archers just coming in and lending some support, running out of ammo, I suppose. I'm also trying to surround a little bit to the middle battles, and Liu Bei's right in the middle causing havoc. One of my generals is almost down. By the way, both generals almost down actually on the left flank, so I'm going to try and pull them back, get them back over, because Guan Yu is almost down though, so that's good. I'm going to send one of my spearman units to take care of him, and send another 2 units to try and assist one of my other spearman units that's holding off 5 units from that decimated army. Oh no, Sioux veterans. I hate those guys. All along the line, still clash is happening, and kind of getting a little bit worried on the one left flank. And my horsemen are fairly well off, so we're gonna get over here. We're going to try and hit those archers? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to hit those archers, because our archers are pretty much taking them out. There's only 3 archer units left. 2 of them are in the other 2 are already retreating. So I might actually help out on that one side, over off to the left, right off from the middle. Because there's those 2 units of spearmen, which are getting slammed by 2 enemy units apiece. One with saber militia, the other with a Jai militia. So, send in my horsemen to try and help out that left flank. One of my generals is retreating now.
The enemy warriors are running. Ha!
The enemy generals here getting hurt. 2 of them are already down to low health, but one of mine's almost dead as well. That horseman's still in battle. Guan Yu's still battling out on the left flank with those yellow turban spearmen, as well as that left flank bunch of units surrounded. Those spearmen's right off to the right, just a bit to the right on that. Still holding off those 2 units apiece. And then the main battle is still engaging right off to the right. You can see multiple generals in the mix. One of the enemy generals is actually retreating with Huang Shao getting in there, causing some danger. On that right flank, the enemy is losing fairly well. They're losing fairly well. We're kind of trying to peg the left flank there. Those 2 units trying to take on one of my spearmen, and they're going to fold here, so I have to maneuver some troops. Try and maneuver some troops, try and assist. 24 peasant spearmen holding off those 2 units of Jai militia, almost about half health. So it looked. I don't know if that's true, but we are sending archer fire there. Guan Yu has fallen, so we'll be able to send those spearmen to try and assist as well. And one of the peasant spearmen is folding. So those 2 units kind of attacking the peasant spearmen that I just sent there to hold it down just a bit. And I'm wondering if any more enemy units are going to be hitting the scene here, because we have taken a few of them out. 3,900 against 2,400 currently. But it's going to take a while before those reinforcements get here when they land on the field. The right flank of the enemy is about to fold. 2 units left, 1 in retreat. There's another bowman trying to reinforce, but I sent some swordsmen to block A little bit ways away too. The enemy is also wavering a couple spots, I think. And that second reinforcement spearman off to the left that I sent there to try and stall for time is now getting the reinforcements needed. Yellow Turban warriors. Left flank, again, there's still that feisty pocket of enemy troops that are still there, even by being way outnumbered. Still, and the cavalry is still fighting. 2 cav units here. The Yellow Turban and the Mounted Lancer Militia, which has been a chase. So I'm actually just going to send my horsemen, right towards that feisty pocket of units, right off to the left, and try and assist. And Liu Bei is on the field. One of our generals has retreated. I'm able to hit some buffs to help the situations. 2 buffs, actually. So keeping that one general alive was a godsend.
The enemy warriors are running! Ha!
So there is some retreating here happening on the right flank. Now the enemy is now retreating. They got 1 bow unit and a spearman, 41 peasant band trying to recoup. But we're able to send our forces and try and fold their lines, which is going to happen, I think, regardless of even if not sending that reinforcement. I am hitting them with arrow fire. Our arrows have been doing their jobs. I'm going to think I'll put on regular speed here for a bit. Yeah, in the middle, they are folding because of our archer fire. Just a lot of archers. You can see how many are pelting, and the lines are folding all across here now. Still some left, though. Wavering, though. Definitely.
Swordsman ready!
And I want to find Liu Bei because he was here in the mix. Still enemy generals in the mix here. Try and take these enemy generals out because they do have a lot of them, so we don't want to have to deal with too many. We get a chance to be able to take them out. The left flank is folding as well. We'll be able to fold around and be able to help those spearmen. They were able to reinforce that one area where our initial spearmen were not able to hold the line.
The enemy general falls!
Enemy general has fallen. There we go. And archers are having a field day on our side.
Archers! Fire! Let fly!
And just before they hit the front line, they get pelted. A lot of arrows, some fire arrows in the mix too to hit that morale.
Our victory grows ever closer!
So there we go. So we're going to set up another line here, right at that other hill that we thought would be a good spot. As our units are chasing enemy on the field. Just a bit more to the left, and that's it. And I think, is Liu Bei in the mix here? Because he must have retreated. That must have been what happened. And just a large funnel of troops here now heading towards that left flank. Couple, 2-3 units left holding the bag. And those horsemen still clashing on the left flank. Can you believe it? Throughout the whole entire game, this cav battle. Legendary. So more enemy troops now hitting the field. We're going to form another line
The enemy
right at that
unit
new hill.
leads. What coward!
Attention, archers!
Archers, prepare! Double time!
We're going to be right in the trees if there's going to be any more archers.
Hurry, move!
They do have some cavalry.
Prepare!
Ready! Take heed, warriors! Run! Run!
Swords! Blade! Prepare! Ready! Move out quickly! Swords! Swords! Faster! Go! Go! Go!
So we're moving forward right off to that new line that we're setting here. And there is enemy troops on the way. 2 giant militia. 1 archer militia. Mounted lancer militia. Okay.
Prepare! Blade! Ready! March quickly! Attend! Quick march! To attention!
Spears to hand!
Attend! Run!
Attend! Make haste!
Steel yourselves!
Hurry!
Swords!
Hurry!
Those 2 units still fighting. Those calves still taking each other on here. They really did take a long time here to fight.
Faster! Make haste! To attention, spearmen!
So here we go, the last remaining army. You got 6 units, giant militia, 2 enemy calves. You got 2 generals, and you also have some, 2 bowmen. And my troops fairly fairly decent. A long line. They're gonna get slammed here, I think. And I've still got some bowmen with arrow. They do have ammo. And we do have some medium glaive as well too, which is nice. We'll put them right off to the side here. I love the bowman glaive. You run out of ammo, and it's just like, yeah. You still don't have to rely on them sharp swords. At least you can save for later.
The time has come! Prepare! Go, go! Steel yourselves! With speed!
We still have all 6 of our generals. Wow.
At the ready! With speed!
To attention! March quickly!
Stand ready! Make ready! Move out quickly!
And Wang Shao, get him over here.
Make haste!
March quickly!
on slow motion here while I try and set the formations up a bit. So we can put them in formation to try and help some stuff up. They are charging their cav right in the center. I'm glad that I got the formation to a certain extent, but they're gonna get... Yeah, I got a little bit rattled here. Right in the center, they charge forth with their cavalry. Bold move. And there comes the general right on the left flank. It's going to be Dong Huang. So they're kind of getting hit here with archer fire on the right flank. I'm kind of trying to take out their giant militia before getting there. And they're kind of slow moving getting to my troops, and their cavalry wasn't able to do as much as they probably had wanted. My cav is still fighting the enemy cav from the beginning of that battle. 8 yellow turban horsemen against 6 mounted lancer militia. Just continuing to circle each other, bloody, horse on the ground. Wow. And I was hoping I'd be able to bring him around, but that's basically what he's been doing. Hopefully he emerges victorious. So the right flank is fairly decimated. They're already starting to waver, and there's a large chunk of enemy units hitting the front here. Yellow Turban Warriors holding it down, but we're going to have to send in more. The right flank is almost in like a rectangle formation surrounding the enemy, so we're just going to kind of cave in and just surround that big bunch of troops right a little bit off to the left side of this sort of engagement. They got 2 archers, but not really doing too much. And the one thing we want to watch out for is enemy generals trying to take out our generals, who has low health, who's right next to him. Get away from there, good sir! We're gonna hit our buffs. I don't know where one of the enemy generals is. Okay, there he is, spotted. We have found the enemy general, Dong Huang. You can see my troops just surrounding this pocket, this large pocket of enemy, and they're already starting to waver. due to army losses. The bowmen are starting to retreat as he is charging forth towards them, and I also have some bringers of righteousness right on the other side, taking out the other bowmen. And the enemy horseman that from that initial engagement at the beginning is routing. So we got 5 yellow turban horsemen alive.
Look! The enemy run! Craven!
Claim victory. Let's take one sweep of the battlefield here.
Peasant infantry! Attention! Run! Play! Ready! March at the double! Steel yourself! Stand ready! March at the double!
So again, the left flank engagements. That's where the 2 spearmen retreated, getting ganged up by 2 enemy units. The main clash. All the way up to the right flank. Enemy archers. Fairly hit hard. You can see on my side too as well, but loosed space helped. And of course the last engagement when we venture forth and go right to that hill.
War grows bitter and enduring between you and your enemy. If there is no end in sight, then the people will grow weary of the protracted conflict. A swift and decisive end to this matter may be in your best interest. As the tide rises and falls, so too do the fortunes of warriors.
Our victory is proof of
Your
heaven's
army,
approval.
having confronted a strength far beyond...
You attacked me, remember.
Return them to their kin. They have suffered enough.
Continuing on. 5,743 lost, 2,815, 2,900 remaining, and I clicked end there too quickly. Ah. But we were able to defeat all three armies with the two armies, and it ended up working.
There is honor in our campaign.
Joint faction war against Dongmin. Ooh, no, I'm gonna have to reject this.
Ever onward,
No way.
regardless.
Oh, Cao Cao declared war on Sun Sea. Oh my. So we got a lot of rivals here getting up here. Look at this. How many rivals? Pretty much the generals and relationship lost. Pretty much all the looks to be pretty much most of the generals becoming rivals here, with like 10, 13 event firings about rivalries. So that was not one of those battles that either side liked in a certain regard. And we can actually walk in here and capture Pencheng to a certain extent. We can clean up. This is it. Instead of retreating, we're going to take Pencheng, and that's what we're going to do.
For harmony. Attack!
We're going to delegate this. Take both of those armies, those retreating armies, out of the game. And Liu Bei has been defeated again.
We have need of good fighters.
Summer's warmth pales against the heat of fate.
There is cunning in caution.
In faith, have courage.
So we're going to continue siege here. We're going to build some siege equipment. Can we build both? No, it's going to take too long. So we'll continue siege, Pencheng, and then we'll also send... what is this? This is Yuan Shao.
Reserve action. Marshal your reserves. Marching.
Cultivate patience. Forward.
We're going to hit and camp on that ish, I think.
March.
So we've got three armies right perched out Pencheng, and I don't know if that was the correct way of going at it, but Liu Bei's fairly slammed. But there's Yuan Shao, our other enemy, with a full army, so we'll see what that brings. And we also still have to deal with Kongrong, and he's actually sending another force right through over here. And that's the case of it.
blade is poised.
I think we can venture forth to try and take Shangyong Large Town, actually. I think I'm going to actually leave it off here, guys. I was a little bit distracted this game. I apologize. Good game nonetheless. Take it easy.